Gentlemen, if you're a man over 55 and you've noticed that your intimate energy, your vigor, just isn't what it used to be, I want you to do me a favor. Pause. Stop what you're doing and give me your full attention for the next few minutes. Because what I am about to reveal could completely change not just your sex life, but your entire health. Did you know that the very pill your doctor prescribed for your blood pressure, the one sitting on your nightstand as we speak, might be the silent thief stealing the potency you cherish? That was the reality until I discovered something that has a group of Mexican gentlemen, all over 60, waking up every single morning with firm erections, thinking with more clarity than men 20 years younger, and feeling more virile than they have in decades. And they're doing it all without a single blue pill. I am Dr. Drevelynhartwell. For 20 years, I've had the honor of helping distinguished Mexican gentlemen just like you, blending the best of modern medicine with the powerful remedies our grandmothers always knew. In this video, I will pull back the curtain on 3 secrets the pharmaceutical giants pray you never learn about reclaiming your masculine power naturally. And please stay with me until the very end, because I'm going to share the exact home remedy that transformed the intimate life of Don Eduardo, a respected 67-year-old merchant from Guadalajara. It could be precisely what you've been searching for. Let me tell you Don Eduardo's story, because his transformation is going to astonish you. 8 months ago, he shuffled into my office, his eyes fixed on the floor, his wife Maria by his side. "Doctor," he said, the shame heavy in his voice, "I'm not the man I used to be. My wife tells me it's okay, but I know something's wrong." His lab results painted a familiar picture, one I see in 80% of my patients over 55, testosterone levels in the gutter, an inflamed prostate, and most alarmingly, arteries so clogged that blood simply couldn't get where it needed to go. As a doctor, I knew this wasn't just about getting older. The real enemy was a trio of habits he practiced daily, completely unaware that he was dismantling his own masculinity piece by piece. The first silent enemy was something millions of men do religiously: having a beer or a small glass of tequila to relax before bed. "It's just one, doctor, to help me sleep better," he explained. But what he didn't realize is that alcohol, while it might make you drowsy, completely sabotages the deep REM sleep cycle. This is the precise window of time when a man's body produces spontaneous nocturnal erections, 3 to 5 of them a night, to keep the erectile tissue healthy and oxygenated. Without them, the tissue literally begins to atrophy. On top of that, every drop of alcohol drives down testosterone, the very fuel of our virility. As my grandmother wisely said, "A man full of drink is a man empty of power." And she was right, but that was just the beginning. Don Eduardo was also making the second fatal mistake. He spent over 8 hours a day sitting, in his business, in his car stuck in traffic, in his favorite armchair watching the news, and finally, propped up in bed scrolling on his phone. This constant sitting compresses the entire pelvic region, chokes off blood flow to the penis, and shuts down the very circulation needed for a firm erection. It's like having a kink in a garden hose. You can have all the water pressure in the world, but nothing's getting through. His own daily routine was strangling his manhood. And the third enemy, the most insidious of all, was in his mind. He confessed something I hear all too often: "Doctor, at this age, sex isn't that important anymore. Besides, I don't want to bother my wife." That single thought, repeated day after day, becomes a command sent directly to the brain. We don't need this anymore. And the body, being an obedient servant, listens and shuts down production. Let me be clear. Sexuality has no expiration date. It only rusts from neglect. So, what we did with Don Eduardo was revolutionary in its simplicity. We first replaced his nightly alcohol with a special tea our grandmothers swore by, a blend of fresh ginger, Ceylon cinnamon, and St. John's wort. This potent mix not only promotes deep, restorative sleep, but the ginger is a natural powerhouse for blood flow, the cinnamon helps control blood sugar that damages penile arteries, and St. John's wort gently eases performance anxiety. Second, we implemented what I call the Mexican gentleman protocol. Every 45 minutes, Don Eduardo would rise and perform a simple routine. 10 gentle squats to flood the pelvis with blood, 30 seconds of deep, deliberate breathing to oxygenate his system, and a 5-minute walk. Think of it as keeping the engine warm, I told him. A car that never moves is a car that breaks down. In just 3 weeks, the changes began. He was waking up with more energy. His morning erections started to return. But the most profound shift was in his mindset. I told him, Don Eduardo, you are a Mexican man. You come from a line of men who conquer, who protect, who love with intensity. That fire doesn't die with age. It just needs to be rekindled. We began working on reconnecting with his masculine core. I encouraged him to court his wife again, to plan surprises, to voice his desires. Intimacy, I reminded him, begins in the mind. And now, for the secret remedy that changed everything, a treasure from my grandmother's wisdom. Every morning, on an empty stomach, Don Eduardo drank what I call the warrior's elixir. It's a smoothie of fresh nopal cactus, celery, cucumber, a teaspoon of pure honey, lemon juice, and the secret weapon, a pinch of chili pecan. The nopal cleanses arteries, the celery is a natural vasodilator, the cucumber hydrates, and the honey provides fuel. But the chili pecan, that's the magic. Its capsaicin is like a thunderbolt, dilating blood vessels and sending a rush of blood exactly where you need it most. As my great-grandmother would say, the fire in the mouth awakens the fire down below. The results were stunning. By the 3rd month, his labs showed a 40% surge in free testosterone and a dramatic decrease in prostate inflammation. But the most beautiful result? Seeing him walk into my office, holding Dona Maria's hand, both of them beaming. "Doctor," she whispered to me, a twinkle in her eye, "I have my husband back. The charmer who swept me off my feet 40 years ago." Now, you might be thinking, "Doctor, this all sounds a little too simple. A few lifestyle changes and a smoothie." I understand the skepticism. We live in a world that sells us complexity and expensive quick fixes in a bottle. But I want you to understand a deeper truth, one that goes beyond just the physical mechanics. The real enemy we're fighting isn't just a clogged artery or a low hormone level. It's the crushing weight of modern stress. Think about it. The constant barrage of bad news, the financial pressures, the traffic, the noise, all of it floods your body with a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is your fight or flight hormone. It's designed for short-term survival, but when it's constantly elevated, it becomes the mortal enemy of testosterone. You simply cannot be in a state of chronic stress and a state of peak virility at the same time. The body has to choose, and it will always choose survival over procreation. This is why men in high-stress jobs often see their libido and performance plummet. So, what's the ancestral solution to this modern problem? It's something our grandfathers did without even thinking about it. They connected with the earth. I urged Don Eduardo to add one more simple practice to his day. For 10 minutes, he was to walk barefoot on the grass in his garden. This practice, sometimes called grounding, allows the body to discharge the excess electrical charge from stress and absorb the Earth's natural, calming energy. It sounds mystical, but the effect on lowering cortisol is very real. It's a direct signal to your nervous system to switch from danger mode to rest and repair mode, the mode where healing and virility can flourish. And let's not forget the other side of this equation, the woman in your life. When Don Eduardo said he didn't want to bother his wife, he was expressing a fear of failure and rejection. But the transformation wasn't just his, it was theirs. As his confidence returned, he began to see Maria not as a judge, but as his partner. The dancing, the surprise dates, the simple act of holding her hand. It rebuilt the emotional intimacy that is the true fuel for physical passion. A woman doesn't just want a functioning man. She wants to feel desired, cherished, and pursued by the man she loves. When you rekindle that emotional fire, the physical fire has no choice but to follow. There's one more free, powerful secret I shared with my patients. A secret hidden in plain sight. The sun. Our ancestors spent their days under the sun, and their bodies thrived. Today, we live in offices and homes, starved of sunlight. This has created a widespread deficiency in vitamin D, which is not just a vitamin, but a potent steroid hormone crucial for testosterone production. I told Don Roberto and Don Aurelio to make a non-negotiable appointment with the sun for 15 minutes every morning. No sunscreen, just letting the skin soak in that life-giving energy. It's nature's free testosterone booster. So, you see, this isn't about one magic remedy. It's about a fundamental shift. It's about understanding that your body is not a machine that breaks down, but a garden that needs proper tending. The food you eat isn't just calories, it's information. The warrior's elixir sends a signal of vitality and repair. Junk food sends a signal of inflammation and decay. The time you spend sitting sends a signal of hibernation. The time you spend walking, dancing, and connecting with the earth sends a signal of life and strength. The solution isn't in a pill you buy, but in a choice you make. The choice to honor the wisdom of your ancestors, to respect the signals of your body, and to reclaim the powerful, vital man you were always meant to be. That man is still in there. He's just waiting for you to call him forth. If this message has resonated with you, let me know in the comments by writing, "I am a warrior," so I know you're ready to begin this journey. Share this with a friend, a brother, or a compadre who needs to hear this truth. And subscribe, because I have so much more wisdom to share. Remember, your masculinity has no expiration date. It only needs the respect and care you deserve.